Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a book. It's called The Woman Who Saw the Future by Amit Sharma. I was sent this book for review by Writers Melon. So this book is a thriller contemporary fiction with certain supernatural elements in it. This book follows the lives of the Ved family as they discover that their daughter Sapna gets premonitions of impending doom. She has nightmares of horrendous incidents that lead to people's deaths all around the world. As time passes, the visions she gets, they increase in intensity and frequency. In order to appease her frazzled mind, certain acquaintances of hers give her an idea to start a reality show called Lucky People, wherein she speaks about these nightmares that she has, and it's broadcasted all around the world. Initially, her powers are met with a lot of skepticism because people don't really believe the fact that a human is able to see the future. But once people notice that her visions are actually turning into reality, they start idolizing her as God and believe her every word. Many years later, the show Lucky People is a success and she's been able to save thousands of people. But somewhere along the line, Sapna loses focus on the bigger picture and she starts to become greedy and corrupt. That's where the story takes off, and we are introduced to how her powers and how her changed personality impacts so many people around her and sort of leads to her downfall. There were certain things that bothered me a bit in comparison to the idea that churns this book. Those little issues are nothing. So I'll start off telling you what I didn't really like. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but certain phrases or words are repeated way too often for my liking in the novel. Sapna's mother Kalpana, she uses the words too often. Secondly, certain portions of the book felt like they were being presented as the results of a research. There were chunks of paragraphs where different characters would recount how Sapna has been able to help people in different ways. Those felt a little odd the way it was written. Finally, certain small instances in the novel weren't very convincing and I had a hard time believing them. I'm getting to the good parts, and there's just so much. First of all, the plot. Even though the whole protagonist having visions is something that we've seen before, but the author makes the plot very unique by incorporating a reality show into it. This reality show helps us understand the mentality of people, how they want to look up to somebody and how they want to play somebody akin to God. The plot has been executed really well, because of which it's really fast paced and it doesn't lag or it's not boring at any point. There aren't any cliches or a lot of stereotyping as such. It even normalizes LGBTQ relationships in a very positive manner. So I really like that about the novel. Moving on to characters, Sapna's character arc is one of the most impressive things about this book. As the novel starts out, we see her as a stubborn, dauntless daughter to the Ved family, and then she moves on to becoming a very unsure and scared girl when she starts getting premonitions. From that, towards the end of the novel, we see her in a different light entirely. She becomes heartless and maniacal. She allows the fame and money to overwhelm her so much that she becomes a totally different person. And to just see the multiple layers of her personality, how she acts during different circumstances, was a very interesting thing about this book. Another aspect of the novel that takes up hundreds of brownie points is the structure of it and how the story unfolds. So the story is told from the perspective of at least 9 characters, each of whom divulge just the right amount of information in their chapter so that by the end of it we're able to piece the story together little by little from what we have learned through the perspective of all these different characters. And what I interestingly noticed in this novel is that usually in a lot of books we have 1 or 2 main characters and a lot of secondary characters who don't play important roles. But Amit Sharma, what he does is he takes about 10 to 12 characters and he makes them equally important in the novel. They all have so much to contribute to the story. Finally, The story progression jumps back and forth between the past and the present. So initially when you start reading the novel, you already know what happens in the end, but the mystery and the suspense, it lies in discovering how this end comes about. Yeah, there's just so much good going on for this book that I was really disheartened that I couldn't give it a full rating. I so wanted to give it a full rating, but I will not deter you from picking up this book because it's really good, and I feel like for the sake of how well the plot has been executed, you should give it a try and don't allow these little minor flaws to deter you from picking it up. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, and it totally deserves every bit of the praise. So I hope that you'll pick it up and let me know if you've read this book. I hope I've been able to persuade you just how good it is. That's it for this video. I hope I haven't been rambling for too long. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.